Hey everybody, and welcome to Galactic Math Club. This is something I've been doing on Reddit for a very long time. I'm just starting to bring it to YouTube and to other mediums. And the reason why I do it is I'm known for my math-based posts, and a lot of people hit me up on Discord pretty much every time a new pack comes out or a pack that they haven't seen in a while comes out. And they say, hey Egnards, what's the blah 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 on this and what's the blah 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 on that? And it's much easier for me, instead of having to do the math constantly, to have posts save that I can kind of link back. And I think it will actually be easier in the future with YouTube because it's a lot easier for me to search through my own backlog there. So the Kyrotech Combat Kit. At first glance, this looks like a gamble pack, and it looks like something that you want to stay away from, but I'm going to save you from the clickbait, and I'm going to save you from having to watch the rest of this video if you really don't want to listen to me drone on. It is a high value pack, and it is something that if I were to purchase anything in the game right now, I would seriously consider this pack in general. So what you're going to get with the Kyrotech Combat Kit is 3 cards, all right? The first card is going to give you an equal chance at a full shock prod, battle computer, or a power converter, which is about 100 salvage worth of value. Card 2 is going to give you an equal amount of Kyrotech shock prods and battle computer salvage. Okay, 60% chance for 50 and 50, 35% chance for 75 and 75, 5% chance for 100 and 100. Card 3 is going to do the same thing at the same percentages, except the amounts you're going to get lower. So 60% chance of 25-25, 35% chance of 50 and 50, 5% chance of 75 and 75. Once again, looks like a gamble pack, but when we do the math, you're going to be a little bit surprised at how things turn out. Now, when we talk about the math here, we're talking about 2 things. One, we're going to be talking about the web store prices, which is where everybody should be buying in this game anyway. If you're buying in-app, that should only happen if the web store is not available to you. The numbers will be different, but roughly the percentages will be about the same. We're also going to be talking about it in terms of crystal vault value, because that is the most efficient way to purchase crystals. The good news is that if you're not somebody that can drop $99, well, I guess $100 in one sitting in the game, when we talk about value and percentages here, your percentages will actually be higher, right? So if you're buying a chest in a box, your percent increases in value will be higher than the person who buys a crystal vault. That doesn't mean it's better to buy the chest in the box. It just means that because you're getting less crystals per dollar spent, you're going to see bigger increases in terms of bang for your buck. Okay, so for example, a crystal vault, you're getting about 165 crystals for each dollar that you spend. Whereas if you buy a chest in a box for $30, which is comparative to the $23.74 that you're spending here, you're going to get 145 crystals worth of value. So that's just something to keep in mind when we talk about things like percent increase here. So going back to the Kyrotech Combat Kit, if we see worst value, so you hit that 60% on card 2 and card 3, you're going to see 250 pieces of salvage worth of value, which is roughly 7,000 crystals and a 78.7% increase over buying the Kyrotech straight from the store with your vault. At best value, you're getting 450 pieces, which is 12,600 crystals worth of value, and a 221.7% increase in value. Now, the expected value, which is a funny thing, expected value basically means that over the long term, if you consistently buy this pack every time it comes around, this is kind of where you can expect your overall drop rates to hit, right? You're going to see 295 pieces of salvage worth of value, which is 8,260 crystals and 110.8% increased value over just buying Kyrotech from the store itself. Okay, now obviously if you're getting those crystals for free, buying from the store is preferable because this is real money. The worst value, we're going to go back to that. It's 250 pieces of salvage. Here's the thing. Every week there's a pack for $4.99 that gives you 25 and 25 of shock prod and battle computer salvage. If we were to total that up over to a cost that is roughly the same equivalence of this pack, okay, you are going to see 250 pieces of salvage. What that basically means is that at the absolute worst, you're getting a $4.99 pack of Kyrotech's worth of value, and that is considered a really good value within the game, within the community. Your expected value, right, is going to be roughly 50 salvage above that, which basically means that you're kind of winning out in the long run. You may get screwed the first time you buy the stat pack, but if you're buying it every once in a while, eventually you're going to see that return, and no matter what, it's going to be a good value pack, okay? Now, the other thing we want to look at, because one of the other arguments is farming, right? Well, we could just farm and we could get Kyrotech each day from doing the 50 refreshes. Here's the thing. A vault's worth of crystals for $25 is roughly 3,917 crystals worth of value, which is 78 free refreshes, and that seems super awesome. However, in order to get the good value from that, you're going to have to spend 26 days in game. And the point of purchasing these things with real money is that you want to get them a little bit with a little bit more urgency. All right, so while yes, you're going to get a good value there, it's going to take you 26 days to do it. And believe it or not, you're actually only going to get 216 to 220 Kyrotech based on the 23 to 23.5% drop rate that we've definitely nailed Kyrotech down to be. The other um, the other point to be made there, however, is that you're going to be getting other salvage that you might use for like bronziums. So it's not necessarily a bad value to do that, but if you're specifically looking for Kyrotech, right, this pack is going to be of comparative, if not better, value for you. Um, One important thing to note, however, about this pack is that card one gives you a 33% chance of getting a power converter. Power converters are new and they just started popping up around the time that Jabba came out, which means that not many characters are utilizing them. It is actually only used 20 times as of the filming of this throughout all of the new characters, Jabba and beyond. So what that means is that if you're an 11, 12, 13 million GP player, you probably already have all of that stuff, and a power converter will be largely useless for you in the short term, right? Those were built new. It's not a change in anything. It's not a change in salvage. It's just a change in how some more support based characters are being built. So we will see that pop up in the future. It might not give you the immediacy that you want, right? But it will still be used down the line. The other important thing to note is that card one is giving you a full shock prod battle computer or a power converter. It's not giving you a prototype, which means that it's not going to be used in the G12 finisher at all. However, shock prods and battle computers are largely used in pretty much everything that came after. I think it's Shakti, Darth Rev, and Malik, that era, which is like 3 to 4 years ago. Basically, meaning you will be able to use it, but if you're buying this pack specifically because you have a bunch of characters at G12 that need to go to G13, card one is not going to help you in its immediacy, but again, it still will be used, right? So the important thing to remember with this pack is at $23.74, you are getting at least a 78.7% increase in value over just buying things from the store with your crystals, and at maximum a 221% increase, right? There, while there's a gamble on the pack in terms of that value, there is no gamble on the pack in terms of its value versus the Kyrotech 499 packs, which you see come up every week, and it would take you 3 weeks worth of time to build, right? So 21 days, the same value. It has the better value than just farming these straight off. Okay, so you're getting a minimum of 250 versus 216 to 220. Again, the counter argument is that you still are working and getting some bronzium stuff as well with farming, so it's not necessarily an awful thing. Plus, you get sim tickets, right? And we all love sim tickets. Um, Basically what I'm trying to say is that if you are a spender, if you're somebody that messages me constantly, if you're somebody that's saying, hey, what's the value on this? Or if you're somebody that's looking to spend, this is something that you should seriously consider to increase your play. Now, remember, like I said, I don't care what you do with your money, right? It's your money, it's not mine. I'm not going to tell you to go buy something else versus buying something here. But what I am going to tell you is that if you're already dead set on buying something in this game, then this is something that you should consider pretty strongly. I think that's it for today. If anyone has any questions, I'm Egnards on Discord. Hit me up. I like talking to people. And hopefully we'll see a few more of these in the future. Peace out.